So I try, you'll judge. Good deal, right? In this video, I want to share with you 5 tips on how to create an aesthetic Instagram feed. And more than that, I will show and prove to you that you don't need to buy every preset in the world or to be a posing queen to do that. Let's go! Tip number 1. Look at your feed as in a whole picture, and by that I mean plan 12 of your photos, not 9, like everybody says. There are plenty of apps to do that. I use the Plan app. When somebody visits your profile, he or she has only 3 seconds to decide if they want to follow you. Yes, first you see a profile picture, second bio box, but eventually you go down to the feed, and here make your decisions. I'm not asking you to spend hours on your feed, I'm just telling you that your Instagram feed could be a powerful tool to tell a story or to sell a product or a service. Sounds interesting? Second tip, air concept. And now I'll show some examples. I opened the suggestions feed, or how you call it, on Instagram and chose some random accounts to explain to you my point. So here is the first feed. It's not that bad, right? An important disclaimer, I don't want to offend anybody. Every feed has a right to exist. All of this is only for the experimental needs. Could the feed become any better with my tips? If I'm allowed to use only the photos that already exist in the account and I can't add any pictures or change the edit. So I try, you'll judge. Good deal, right? Okay, this feed is not that bad at all. But there is something I want to change. And let's back to the air concept. By air, I mean an open space, free of details on the pictures, like this. And the concept is to add so much air that the visitor could easily breathe your feed in. Let me show you. Important to say that air concept doesn't mean always white background. It just means photos with fewer details. The crucial thing here is to avoid any specific order, because if your brain will see it, the feed immediately becomes boring for you. That's why I ask you to plan your feed for 12 photos. You'll just have more options. Tell me in the comments what you think. Did the first example become any better? Tip number 3. Show yourself from different angles. Let's look at this. Yeah, here we have a lot of air, but don't you think it's kind of boring? And immediately I have a few questions. Is she hiding something? Why is she always showing herself from just one side? But more than that, I can't feel any story here. For the first look, it's just one more fashion skinny Instagram girl. But let me do my magic and voila! I used only photos that already exist in the account. So don't you think it's now more interesting? The main rule with angles is to avoid using the same angle in the line or in the column. Mix it up. Show yourself from different angles. We all love to see photos with people more than without them. But in 2020, we want to see more of the real people than just the one and only perfect side of you. Okay? Tip 4. Weight of photos and color accents. I told you that our brain doesn't like predictability, it's just too boring. That's why it's so important to add accents in our feed. It will be like a raisin in brioche. Look at this feed. I don't know what you feel about it, but for me it's a bit messy, a lot of details, hard to read the message, and the only thing my eye catches on is this photo with a yellow background. But let me do my magic. Now we have some air, different angles, but also not 1 but 3 color accents, yellow, red and blue. Also please notice that these pictures feels heavier than others. So the point is not to place all heavy pictures on one side and light ones on another. Mix it up. But don't make it predictable. That's why I ask you to plan your feed for 12 photos. You'll just have more space to play with. And also look at this feed. It's really good. Yeah, but let me do my magic. And now we have this one. Please notice that these 3 pictures are heavier than others, but for me they kind of balance others. Tip number 5. Add atmosphere to this. You probably saw these profiles like selfie, 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 me, me, me. It's just a facade. I think we are all tired of perfect bodies and perfect lifestyles, and in 2020 we need some sincerity and soul. That's why it's so important to show not only how you look outside but inside too. Minimalistic picture of a handwritten quote or one of your thoughts would be good for that. Or it could be a picture of some detail around you. A photo with a mood, Let me show some examples. This time I'll use Instagram feeds of shops. So this is the before, and maybe you'll notice that this is H&M. And this is after. Also, this is the before, it's kind of cool, minimalistic shop. And this is after. This is the before, some shoe store, and this is after. I'm not saying that these feeds are perfect now. There are plenty of other tips left on how to create beautiful visual content, but this is some basic. And if you use only this, you could change the way people see you in social media. Try it. Take your feed or someone's feed and play around with it. Look if you could make it a little easier to understand, a little better with these rules. And let me know in the comments what you think. And the coolest thing is, when you know the rules and you know what you want to tell the world, you could break them on purpose and create something really unique and meaningful. I'm planning that this video will open an Instagram playlist on my channel, so subscribe if you want to see more content like that, and see you in the next one. He or she has only 3 seconds.